Hello, it's Kylie Madge here from My Body, My Soul. I'm a personal success coach and spiritual mentor. And today I wanted to talk to you and focus in on something that I hear quite often with my clients and have also experienced at different phases of my life as well. And that is a reason that comes up for not taking action, for not living the life that you want to live, for not trying new things. And so that is that you've got no one to do it with. So I see that coming up often. And in my situation, it was being single for a very long period of time, and friends being off with in their partnerships with children, having that kind of ready-made little social group, and feeling excluded from the mums with kids kind of group, and the couples group being single. And what that meant, how that showed up for me was that because I felt like I didn't have anyone around me in the same situation without children, and everyone's lives were progressing, and mine was kind of standing still and not going anywhere in terms of relationships and what I expected at that stage of life to be doing. I threw myself into work. So I threw myself into working long hours, achieving in my work, and developing a sense of feeling successful in that space to try and make up for what wasn't happening in the relationship space, and wondering why it wasn't happening for me. So I threw myself into work and worked longer hours. And one of the reasons that I didn't get out and do more things was because I didn't feel like I had anyone to do that with. And at the time, I also wasn't ready to go out and do them on my own. So, there was something that was stopping me from doing it on my own. And one of those was time, because I was filling up all my spare time doing work. Or when I did have time, I was then exhausted and didn't have the energy to go and meet new people and have that conversation with new people, because that can be draining, right? Especially if you're not somebody who gets energized by large groups, then and or by meeting new people or being in different surroundings, that can take a lot of your energy and feel draining. So if you're already tired from work, that can be a barrier for you. But that thought that there isn't anyone to go out and do that with, even I used to call different people, but they were all going up the family, got things organized with the kids or with their partner, and I was always feeling like I was sitting there on my own and not having anyone to do anything with. And I wanted to speak to you about that, if that is something that, and it might not be you're single, it might just be that you're new to a particular area, or your friendship group has changed as well. If you feel like you don't have the same things in common with some of your older friends as well, then you might be feeling the same way. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how, steps that you can take to be able to move through that. And it takes a little bit of courage and being vulnerable, and stepping outside of your comfort zone. But it's the only way to create the change. The only way to create the change, if you're desiring to go out and build connections, have friendships, actually be doing stuff, and creating spare time and doing things that feel fun. If you want to have that sense of I'm living my best life, then it's going to take being a little bit uncomfortable and putting some conscious effort into that. And so here are some steps that might be useful for you just to consider. So I've mentioned before here in a few posts that different ways that you can brainstorm what you might be liking to do. So go back and have a look for those. And once you're clear on those things that you're interested in doing, then start looking for groups, that offer that activity, that do that activity. And maybe a great place to start is Meetup. You might like to go and look at Meetup groups that do bushwalking or do painting or have social outings together, once a month or something. Maybe that's a great place to start, going along to one of those and just meeting a few people in your local area. You can perhaps speak to a colleague at work. And maybe even just going out and looking at the things that you could do by yourself. Maybe going and playing tourist in your own local area and doing a few little touristy type things that might be of interest to you. Going along to a painting class by yourself, if that's what you want to do, a paint and sip or something, where there's a group and you're all sitting together and it's easy way to meet some new people. But it does take action. It does take getting outside your comfort zone, being a little bit vulnerable, and placing your focus on what it is that you do want so you start to move in that direction. So I hope that is useful. As always, pop any questions below. I would love to support you and through this process. If you can relate to what I'm talking about today, put hashtag replay if you are watching this video so that more people can see it. And I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye.